Hey everybody, it's the Last Robokai here, and welcome to a multiplayer video where there are no sides and everybody hates each other, just as Warhammer 40,000 demands. And joining me on this absolute adventure, we have first our two observers who will be telling us what we're all doing really horribly.
Hello, I am Torlon, and I have put together this horrible band of misfits.
Hey there, I'm Zonin, and I'm dreading every moment of the upcoming battle.
And humiliating themselves for their amusement, we have...
Hey guys, it's Cool Guy. If I need a real introduction, you're kinda dumb.
Hey, Dayton Calno here. I'm gonna be the elder.
No idea what I'm doing?
And we've got I'm Frustrated, who doesn't have mumble, and so he doesn't know we're doing this, so he's probably going, why haven't they started yet?
Well, he's the Tyranid. He doesn't have a mouth or proper mind to communicate with us, anyways.
He has no mouth and he must scream.
And I'm Brain Amp, and I guess kill main Burm.
And with that in mind, I guess it's time to get stupid.
Yeah. Let us begin.
Stupid is definitely the name of the game here.
I'm
gonna get all the stupids.
Free for all. This is gonna be amazing.
Yep, free-for-all, basically, we have to, like, as you can see, there are 7 capture points that slowly tick up points for you. The more you hold, the higher your points go. First person to 1,000 wins.
I was actually debating about being a jerk and raising the cap to, I think the highest was 5,000 or 10,000.
I think it's 2,000. 2,000,
That would just be
Good
wrong.
lord. My god.
Yeah, I
And
didn't say
remember,
this.
screaming to go for one guy is completely encouraged. If someone's taking the lead, dogpile that shit.
Everyone form an alliance. I can already tell once, like, everyone sees me on the field, there's gonna be a dogpiling.
Alright, and...
We could have just, of course, just default and go for the Elder until otherwise specified.
Oh,
No, you
Well,
can't.
they would deserve it.
but right now I'm just going
No, they
to talk
don't.
about the basic mechanics. Like, right here, this is a Chaos Temple. Each person basically has one structure. And what it does is it summons units. All the units will come from that. At the same time, this is what you upgrade to get better units. And even right now, yep, something is being built, so we'll see it pop out in just a second. No one's really fighting right now, as you can see on the mini-map, so I'm just kind of watching this.
We're all friends.
Yay.
Basically, this game is amazing if you suck at macro.
Yeah, poof. Yeah.
Tyranids! Oh no!
Yep, and over here, these are requisition points. They give you resources. They're basically used to buy units. You just click them, wait till you capture them, and poof.
Oh.
And the thing about requisition points is the longer you hold them, the more points are worth. They're worth 10 points per minute now. You'll see there's a 10 above them, but the longer you hold them, it's going to go all the way up to 30. So it's kind of important to actually not lose them, since you'll have to wait until they reach their maximum output as well.
Yep, and right here we have a victory point. As you capture these, it raises your point value. As you can see right here, Cool Guy is in the lead, followed closely by Brain Amp.
Fuck
Let
that.
the dogpiling begin.
And over here we have the power nodes. The power nodes are for upgrades, I was told.
As well as for tiering, and most high-tech units are also going to use a decent amount of power. Get that purchased.
Yeah, you can't see it because I'm spectating, but you can. There are three rows of units, and you can only build things from the whatever row you have. Right now, everyone's tier 1, and once they upgrade, they can get tier 2 and tier 3. And I'm sure it's difficult to comprehend, but yes, tier 2 and 3 tend to be just better units.
That's not to say, though, that tier 1 units are entirely disposable. Basically, nearly every unit has its purpose, even if some of them is going to fall off a bit. But generally, you want to keep your units alive. It's much more expensive to buy a new squad than it is to reinforce an old one that's lost a few models. I
Also,
don't
most
think
of the anti-tank options are hidden in Tier 2.
Yeah, definitely. Getting behind your opponent early on and them having a vehicle and you not having an answer to that, that's almost losing this game right there. I don't think we talked about war gears yet on the commanders though.
Nope, we have not. We've just basic mechanics, so go ahead.
Well, basically all commanders have a fair few options. They've got three different slots, one for weapon, one for armor, and one for an accessory. Basically, well, it's going to be too much to cover to actually give that many examples, but basically buying weapons and such is what makes commanders actually really powerful. At the moment, most commanders are just going to be either damage sponges or harassment units, but depending on what war gear you get, they can become much better at crowd control or killing vehicles, for example.
And actually something I've noticed on this map that was on the previous attempt, which shall not be mentioned again, is there are actually victory point power sources. If you destroy these, we can actually cut down the number of victory points on the map.
What?
Yeah, the generators in front of all the points except the middle one.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I think that's only in the free-for-all game mode. You can, instead of decapping an opponent's point, you can just wreck that thing to deny it entirely. Whoever wants to use that point is then gonna have to. I believe they can click the power source and then they can repair it, but that's gonna cost them resources and time.
Yep, and another thing I'd like to... Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically if you want to... if you don't have the means to actually hold a point, you can just wreck that thing and run. That's gonna hurt your opponent just as badly.
Alright, and something else I'd like to point out is, next to power nodes you can actually have generators, which will let you have more energy because they just have a static amount, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, basically you're gonna have to spend a 125 to secure a power node, which builds the power thing and gives a bit more income, and then you can build generators for 100 requisition each. It's kind of expensive, but you definitely need at least one full power form if you want to get to tier 2 in an orderly fashion.
Oh. Goddamn you, orc.
Go away, dude.
Fuck. Yep, and this is actually one of the things is, with the commander units, instead of just dying and disappearing off the map, they've, just like in the Last Stand, they'll fall to the ground and wait to be recovered. I believe they can be teleported back by the base structures, correct?
Yeah, that's of course the only choice at the moment, since there are no teams here. There's only war.
Well, it looks like I'm...
Basically, commanders are gonna... The higher level your commander is, the more expensive it is to revive him, but that cost keeps going down, so if you wait, he'll end up costing 250
stuck in a
requisition.
perpetually unfun conflict with the Tyranids here. If anyone wants to start taking the Tyranid nodes or something.
Well, can you tell
If
me
the
where
IG
the
would back
Tyranids are?
off of me.
They're northwest.
speaking of the Tyranids, they are actually in the lead. I am frustrated as pulled ahead. He actually has a decent number of capture points.
He's really good at this.
Alright, Chaos Truce to nail the Nids.
And I do believe it's Sindri time. Well, I do believe the Sindri is going to be with the Betrayal, but the beginning of a Sindri is certainly there.
And here the Tyranid prays to a god, which is the only race that I believe doesn't actually have a god, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out for them.
I guess the Hive Mind is the closest thing to that.
Well, they're all technically part of that, though. And the Tyranids are actually the first to go for a level 2 or tier 2 units.
Yeah, you can definitely see they're getting pressured now. Basically, all the units are back at their base now, and Orcs are decapping one of their points, while the Chaos Marines are capping the middle. They're not gonna fall behind yet, but they are gonna start losing their lead.
Well, they're just down to 1 point, which leaves him just a little bit ahead of Cool Guy, who is
Oh god.
But yeah, Brain Amp has fallen behind Cool Guy by a decent margin, but Denton Colander is actually catching up to him.
Yeah, it's looking kind of bad for him. He just lost his Ravener squad, which was basically the one squad he did not want to lose. They were by far the most expensive squad he had. And they also scale well in Tier 2, so it's a shame they didn't survive until then.
Yeah, and since he's building Tier 2, he really doesn't have the option to build anything, because you can only build one thing at a time.
Sir, we're losing a victory.
At the moment, it looks like Chaos is doing pretty well for himself in regards to army size. He's got 4 squads out, and they're pretty decent as well. Ones as well.
And
Have any upgrades up as far as I can tell, but they're definitely they're definitely hard to push away. Especially the thing about the Plague Champion is his the worship on his cultist is gonna add a lot of health regeneration. So if you got Space Marines in Chaos Space Marines in cover and worships behind them, heretics worshipping behind them, they're gonna basically out heal any damage you do to them unless you can force them out of cover. Of course, in a free-for-all situation, it's gonna be very hard to actually keep an enemy from one side. If those heretics gets flanked by something, it's gonna be trouble.
yeah, it looks like a few more people are trying to get Tier 2 tech. Even though it appears that some people actually research and build faster than others. Is that just a commander unit thing, or is just some people build faster? Or is that just...
I'm not gonna spoil it entirely, but I do like what the orcs are doing here with their looter unit. If you could take a look at them.
looters?
Hell, my scout squad's got wilted.
Well, that
He's
is-
definitely upset. I guess I'm practically parked on his front door, so I kind of deserve it.
Generator coming up.
Yeah, despite the fact that all 6 people are relatively next to each other, this is actually the most balanced map I could find amongst all the free-for-alls.
He's just completely deconstructing all my power now.
Sir, the
Yeah, and I do
generator's
like
online.
what he is doing with the looters as well. You'll just have to
Target's not yet ours.
give me a heads up when that goes into play. So let me go take a look up here at the chaos, because they're actually starting to catch up. They've actually passed Cool Guy for 2nd place.
That is one hell of an army he's actually having at the moment. Although I do believe he's having a bit of trouble in the tech race though.
Well, he's about to max out, so he can't even build anything else now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make those guys count, and it could get tricky depending on what everyone else is getting.
Ouch.
And with the level ups, is that just if you're nearby combat, do you get levels, or is it actually like capturing points and all that stuff?
The Emperor's work.
It's only combat that actually grants you levels, but you don't have to actually participate as long as you've got your units are close enough. They're gonna get a share of the experience.
So it's like a radiation thing. You kill the other guys and you get irradiated with experience. That's fairly nice.
Yeah, and also there's a resource that we haven't talked about yet. That's the red bar under everyone's resources in the spectator panel.
Mhm.
Basically, that's the one that fuels your global abilities. You get that either by killing or losing units.
Oh right,
Although
like go ahead.
the emphasis is on killing though. So basically, if you're doing well, you're gonna have more red resources and you can use more special abilities. That could both be surgical strikes with, for example, the Inquisitor has a flame strike ability, or it can be calling in the units.
And it looks like one of the victory point generators has just been taken out.
And of course, it's the filthy Eldar who did that.
Now, I actually believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Chaos who actually did the final blow.
Well, that's true. Actually, it looks like we're fighting over who got to destroy it. I'm sure the Eldar are taking credit though.
Yes, we are.
Damn filthy sinners!
One thing about red resource though is that orcs are a bit different in that they actually gain a few points of red every few seconds, no matter what happens. Thing is, all their abilities, instead of having energy in the units, they're gonna be using red. So you can easily, if you're using certain units, you're gonna be starving on that resource.
Well, it makes sense because if I'm not mistaken, the orcs, their red
on.
bar is warg.
Pretty much, yeah. I actually think they get a bit more red from losing units as well because of that. Because hey, that's just part of fighting. And fighting's all good.
They like to fight in a species that's actually made is essentially mold. They really don't care if they lose a unit or two.
Please
Yeah,
die,
that
War
way.
Boss.
We're having a few vehicles out, although one it's gonna be getaway, but does look like we have actually a lot of the orcs are fielding 2 motorized units. We got a falcon out, and the Tyranids also have a bit of a nasty bugger on their side now. Gonna be charging in the middle.
Oh, damn it.
Let's see, which one is that? Oh, that guy. Yeah, the guard.
Seems invigorating.
Yeah, that'd be the Tyrant Guard. It actually doesn't have vehicle armor, but it has a ton of hit points and super heavy armor. So even though it can get shut down by small arms fire, it's gonna take a long time. It can also curl up to actually gain vehicle armor and start regenerating, much like a fool taking a nap. So that thing can be pretty damn annoying.
Yep, and it looks like Raynamp has pulled ahead and has outplaced I'm Frustrated for first.
Oh shit.
Yep, and just looking at the points, it looks like a few of the victory nodes have just been outright destroyed. Let's see. This one's still working. That one's down. That one's being constructed. That one's up.
That said, Chaos is starting to feel the whole tech thing. They've got a Chimera in their midst, and just look at that. Nothing they're using at it is doing any damage whatsoever.
Shit.
I've even seen some rear hits and it's not even doing anything.
Yeah, basically, I do believe the turret could be upgraded to get less cannon shots and actually do something, but well, Brainap's still not in the tier that allows that. Honestly, I do think the Chaos Forces need to fall back at the moment, and but the problem is they don't even have a power node at the moment. They're actually pretty damn hard pressed.
Well, that's what they get for being in front, but I'm Frustrated is actually catching up fairly quickly with his double victory point coverage.
Understood. Upgrading tech.
Oh.
And here's a
God.
nice look.
Pretty much everyone has a vehicle out at the moment, aside from Chaos.
Yep, and there's some nice aesthetics. I'm taking a look at the big pool of lava into the south. Very nice looking. Let's see. Yep, we have our good buddy Thule right there for the Space Marines.
It's looking fancy. You can say what you want about the Ultramarines, but I gotta admit the skin, the special skin for them in Retribution is pretty neat, I find.
And that's the problem with building
Oh,
defensive
come
structures. That tank just kind of rolled through its own force field, so yep, you can put up defenses, but if you're not going to use them, you know, you're just going to lose them. It looks like once again, I'm Frustrated has actually pulled ahead. And RoboKey, congratulations, you are not in last place.
I'm the best.
No one's ever gonna keep you down.
In fact, you pulled in front of Cool Guy as well.
That said, though, Cool Guy's doing very well with his Chimera. I wonder what actually damaged it, but oh, I see it now. Yeah, it looks like Cool Guy's doing what I was about to suggest, using his guardsmen to repair. Thing is, Imperial Guard is fantastic at repairing. They basically got the only repair unit that can function fully in combat while they're repairing. I have to be careful though. There's a fair bit of anti-vehicle going on. If those Space Marines get a proper beat on it, it's not gonna last long.
Yeah, it looks like there's a battle between the Elder and the Tyranids, which the Elder pretty much have to win. If not, the Tyranids are probably going to win the round shortly.
Yeah, slowly but steadily reaching the 3/4 of the waypoint. And though it looks like the Chimera went down for the Imperial Guard, they're going to have a hard time actually holding this against the incoming Space Marine army, which is actually really strong at the moment.
Well, it looks like they're doing this. No, but I guess I was gonna say there was a scorched earth for a moment, but it looks like they're not targeting the generator anymore. Oh, they are little. Bit by bit, it's going down. Has anyone actually tried to repair a completely destroyed node yet?
Yep. I don't think so.
We do have one going on up at the orc area now. You can see it's taking a fair while. I don't remember how much resources it costs, but I do believe it's actually a fair bit.
Well, at least it is
Certainly not
repairable.
cheap. Yeah, but it is going to cost you resources as well, so it's not a decision to be made lightly. If you can't defend the thing, it's going to be a waste of money. Oh, we got an attack calling at the turrets. That thing can be so infuriating.
Yep, and it looks like they're doing what, just out of curiosity, players, can you actually see the scoreboard, or is this just...
Yes, we can.
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah, I can find.
I was gonna say, 'cause-
Everyone knows what the score is.
yeah, because this is probably something I would have tried to do earlier and just destroy the generator in front of the Tyranids, because they are pulling a substantial lead, and that just seems like the best idea to do.
Yeah, they just did that, but it's already getting rebuilt, looks like.
Yeah, it's
I don't think the Eldar is going to be able to hold. Oh dear, the Falcon tank is... Oh dear.
yeah, there it
I
goes.
think... it's
Yeah,
very,
I was
very
getting
dead.
sandwiched between 5 people. There was no way I was gonna hold that.
There are actually very few points actually captured right now. The other ones are being held by,
Looks like it's a turn. It's time to get sandwiched now. We've got a lot of orcs over at the side. Although the Space Marines are pulling out now.
That's the thing about the middle point, is literally everyone is going to be attacking it, because it is also
Yeah,
the
it's
only
gonna
one
be
that can't be
heavily
disabled.
We've got a Death Threat coming in, trying to lay down some hurt on the regenerating Tyrant Guard.
Yeah, I can see it curled up in a little ball. It's so cute. And now it's running in terror.
Oh dear, we got a call in at the orcs. Oh god. Yeah, that's a Tyrannoform. That's one of the ultimate abilities, so to say. Each race has one that costs 500 red, and it's basically a huge area of effect attack.
Yes, I remember
The
that.
Tyranid one is pretty damn powerful if used correctly, but it's I do think it's considered one of the weaker ones, since it's one of the more predictable ones if you know which sort of those spire things actually coming out.
True, but at the same time, I used to play Tyranid, and if I'm not mistaken, any Tyranid units in or around the towers will actually get a bonus while they're nearby.
Yeah, there's a
Yes,
bit of a
that's
synapse
correct.
bonus, but I do think it's been toned down a bit compared to back in Manila. It used to be very powerful. Oh god, that Demon Russ is in trouble. There's just Banshees with power swords, and the Autarch, they're just wailing on it. As you can see, Banshees are actually pretty damn good at anti-vehicle. I don't think it's gonna make it out alive. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just looking around, I've been noticing people have just been targeting they're targeting the generators over here, but yeah, people are just taking out the generators because that seems to be the best way to keep the people from winning.
Well, you can repair them.
It is, but at the same time it takes...
How do you repair them?
Any unit that can repair. I think.
Space Marine party time.
Oh dear, we got Terminators out. Even assault ones. Real
Oh,
nasty
God.
buggers that. Basically, those guys have a super heavy armor. You'll need plasma weapons to actually do serious damage, and just even through that, they got 5,400 hit points. That's absolutely massive.
Not
Basically,
even my
only
Lehman Russ
the
tank had that many hit points.
not even
No,
the
they're
main
actually
blade has that
really
many hit
flimsy.
points.
Wisely, he just went and trashed my generator instead of bothering.
Won't be long, sir.
Yeah, the thing is,
Basically, you're gonna need a giant demon to out hit point those Terminators.
Someone should go and bash Orange's generator because he's repaired it.
Yeah.
Hey, cool guy,
That's
my
it, both,
generator's dead, so you might not even want to bother.
Both blue and yellow actually kind of close though, and pink actually. It's starting to look pretty close. We only got two stragglers at the moment. The orcs and I do believe that's the Imperial Guard. They're a fair bit behind, but everyone else is actually kind of close.
Certainly not finished.
And we do have the Chaos Forces finally getting to tier 2. Should make it a fair bit easier for them to actually have a counter against all these vehicles on the field.
Yeah, they were struggling behind. They were the last people to get to Tech 2. We have a fair number at Tech 3.
Eldar are being forced back by the Tyranids. They're going to take terrible losses actually getting out of this fight. Not to mention
Mostly
they're
because
running
of the
straight
orcs.
into the Orcs.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing about team fights. You can just get completely devastated by running into an army you had no chance of seeing coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I assume they are trying to team up to get and take down the generator.
Yeah, but hey, you're still going to get experience from killing them, so
Yeah.
I can definitely see taking an opportunity.
Yep.
It's going to make you stronger.
If attacks of opportunity, take one when you got them.
Assault Terminators, well, at least in this current form with the Storm Shield, they got an upgrade for Lightning Claws, but that actually decreases their hit point. They don't do a ton of damage, although it is the kind of damage that goes through everything. But yeah, you can give them Lightning Claws. They're gonna lose some hit points, but they're gonna just rip infantry to shreds. I don't know if it should actually do that though, since there's a fair bit of vehicles out, and they do lose their anti-vehicle powers if you actually get rid of the hammers. They're actually losing members now though, those Venom cannons. Thing is, the Terminators are so big that anti-vehicle cannons is actually going to be hitting them.
Sir, we've lost the vehicle.
I'm frustrated. It's actually playing a very smart game at the moment. Basically, those anti-vehicle Venom brutes, they got a synapse that increases the range damage to all units near them. He's upgraded his commander to have a ranged weapon, and he's keeping his Termagants along as well, which have increased hit point and damage as a result. It's a very dangerous ranged blob actually. You basically need some sort of AoE weapon to outshoot them.
Things
Very
are
well though.
actually starting to wind down a little bit, but I think it'll still be a little bit before we get to the end because once again everyone's just targeting the generators.
Whoops! Managed to get my devs with that one.
Is that a
I think
laser
you
strike?
missed the foot of Gork there. Yeah, the Orcs got this weird boy hero, and he's probably got the funniest big spell in the game. Basically leaves a giant footprint.
I destroyed his stuff and he managed to get it back up again, and now he's taken my point. Is anyone else actually attacking him? Like, because I was pretty sure I had the entirety of his blob there.
I don't have
Holy-
eyes on that.
Holy crap, everyone who's not a Tyranid is gonna have a very bad day in a moment.
He's
Yeah,
got the
let's all
swarm load.
focus on orange right now.
Yes, good idea.
Everybody attack.
Oh, I see what you're talking about with the bad day. I'm gonna follow him for a
I'm
second.
on it.
So the next engagement could go either way. Both the Tyranids and the Eldar have enough red to use their big abilities if they so desire, and Chaos has a ton of red at the moment. I gotta say, if Brainham's around, you should probably be using the
No, stormtroopers! Why are you shooting me and not the mids?
be using the cloud of undeath plague that's around. That's well, that's the one I was thinking of. You just did that, but it's kind of fun. Everyone who dies now is gonna be turned into a zombie under your control. Someone actually dies. So, well,
That looks like this game is just about over if they don't take out the Tyranids capture points.
Tyranids, that Swarmlord is extremely tanky. It's going to be very hard to actually take it out and get it to generators. And now they've got 2 victory points up there. I think this game is about to be over.
Yeah.
Yep, 981, 983. This game is about 10 seconds from being completed.
Yeah, still, especially blue was actually getting quite close. They reached the 900 mark, and well, yellow also. I gotta say, I'm very impressed that Chaos managed to keep up, considering how late they were in tier 2. Everyone else was tier 3 already.
I'll be interested to see the replay for that one, honestly. But yeah, I'm frustrated. It's really probably the best out of all of us in there. He played very well. Like his Tyranids have a very good range. Denial movement. He would, instead of retreating like a lot of people would do once they come under fire, he would just move his troops back enough to like pull you back into another firing line, and eventually your firing line would overextend itself. Yeah, and you can see there he was quite clearly the best.
Oh, definitely. Not to mention he also had an excellent army composition. That basically that ranged blob he had there was basically countering every single unit type. That at least it was doing very decent damage. Basically needed some sort of artillery to really dislodge him, I think. But yeah, that was definitely very fun to watch. Yeah, that's the great thing about these free-for-all games, though. You can watch the replay and you'll probably find something exciting every time, because it's impossible to keep track of everything that's happening. I'm sure both myself and Torlon missed a lot of great moments there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to save that replay.
Still, that was great.
Maybe cast with a few other people if this doesn't turn out well. But with that, this has been the multiplayer match. I've been Torlon, and thanks for joining us.